Transport 951, monitor tower 1187. This is Guardia, transport 951. Southeast 751, monitor tower 1187. Marine tower 118.7, and we tell our 1.
Sorry, ground person, 9 about signature is active.
Carson 999 ground, runway 08 right, altimeter 3021, taxi Alpha, cross the threshold of runway 31.
3021, cross 31, and runway 08 river, Carson 999 about.
Hey everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. Today we're in Detroit. One of my YouTube subscribers asked if I would run this flight into LaGuardia. So we're going to head on over to New York. Checking all the weather data. It seems as though we're going to be flying directly over my old house in Brooklyn on our way in before we swing around and come in and land. So it's going to be an interesting flight. Let's get going. Let me get that clock going first. And start that clock. Today's flight is about an hour and 35 minutes. Hopefully it'll be a nice run. I got family coming for dinner, so I'm not going to get another run in. I'm hoping to get this one in without any issues. Put this together quick. But all the data is from FlightAware, and it's as it's run in the real world today. We do have a bit of a taxi, though. We've got 2-1 right, I believe.
Mexico 9645 with Oscar ready to take. From Mexico 9645, ground number 0 leaving right, altimeter 3021, Bravo, Julian, Lima, cross runway 13. Thank you, runway 8 right, taxi Julian, Bravo, Julian, Lima, cross runway 13, Mexico 9645.
Break set.
Ground from 0 morning. When we got cross 074 heavy ground, taxi Mike English. Mike English is running from 074.
So today's flight's a Delta Airlines flight 1278 that runs in the real world. Although they run an A320, I'm running the 738, so a little bit of a difference there, but not much. All right. You.
Good morning, FedEx 239 information Oscar. FedEx 239
Speed's all good. TA auto. And exterior lights, APUs off, master caution recall, flaps are set for takeoff, transponder TA auto, weather radar auto, and flight controls are free and clear. Alright, let's boogie. We do have a bit of a run. I think couldn't have gotten any longer on the taxi here. We got to go to 21 right. The aircraft you see there is Just Flight. I'm using a combination of Just Flight and FSLTL. And it just adds so much realism to the airports. So much better than having just ghost towns coming into them over and over again. And I could not find the issue with my tiller just yet, so I mean the ailerons. So that abruptness on some of the turns is probably still going to be there. So I'll be looking at that after family leaves tonight. Oh, that's a pretty cool paint scheme there. I went ahead and double checked the weather. I didn't see a cloud in the sky. I thought maybe weather was turned off, but it's on. And I can tell by the pressure we're at 30, 34. So they're having a good day out in Detroit.
Eastern 7316 John, runway 08 right, center 3022, check the now, Julia, Kilo, Victor, cross runway 13, Lima. The runway 08 right, runway 3022, Alpha, Kilo, Victor, cross runway 13.
I tell you, all these aircraft parked around look pretty nice. Airport looks nice and full. Don't know if these are correct parking spaces though, but almost feels like we're driving in New York. That's a nice bird. I tell you, for AI aircraft, man, they look really good. They look real good. I have them set up so they're using their real wingspan, according to the software. And they look good. Yeah, we still have a bit of a ways to go. It's a pretty big airport.
Pittsburgh 519, ground density officer.
Hotel officer for the Pittsburgh 519.
Yes, Super Junior, yeah, public service.
Yeah, do it on ground, good day, then divide out Mike, Juliet, and we can stay around the street. Actually, we only handle safety today. 3:30. West ground does 841 like you, Mike. Good evening, sir. Does 841 ground, good evening, Mike. Activity. Activity, does 841.
There's a piece of cheese at the end of this maze. Airport looks pretty nice for default, though. We're getting there. Let's go to tower.
Tower 671 Whiskey Mike, 2500 with visual for 317. System Whiskey Mike, North Tower, descending discretion on 317 clear line. Okay, descend our discretion and clear the lane 317 Whiskey Mike. Southwest 810, northerly on the road, turn right in 110 on my 317 clear take off.
110, clear take off. 317 at Southwest 810.
Attendants, exterior lights, engine start selectors, auto throttle, transponder, park and brake, and we're on our way. Stable. Thrust is set. Airspeed's active. Check. Throttle hold. You're up. Flaps 1. Beautiful view. Beautiful view. Wow, that is an amazing view right there. Flaps up. Alright, PMDG, go ahead. All you. Minute taxi. I think that's one of my longer ones, that's for sure. And we need to be below 7 at Yemi. And below 9 at Hayward. Nicely done. Another great view. Except for that little bit of shimmy that goes on. This is perfect. Nice view of the airport. You probably don't see it though. Man, you can see all the way out that horizon. Looks great. So once we get past Yemi, we're good on up to 9. That's a great view too. For those of you that may be looking for some Discord chat, I know I have it up over here, but some children are coming online with their audio files, so unfortunately I had to turn that off. Sorry about that. Eventually I'll have the Discord server over here so I can just instantly block them. 87. And now we're on our way up. We're good up to 9 now. Very nice. Nicely done. And she's not going to break 9 until we passed Howard. Very nice. Now we're on our way up. Beautifully done. That makes 10. The vibrations seem to be on the right side today. They were on the left engine the other day. Wasn't that bad, but they were elevated a bit. Today it's the right side. So we have 55 miles to Topic Line and 447 to LaGuardia. And we're going to be passing right over my house on the way in, with the Verrazano Bridge off to the left and Coney Island off to the right. Let's switch over. And it's pretty smooth, so we'll let him run around. So we definitely have that constraint beat, above 4,000 at Silver. And then from Pale, we're going to head on out to Esby. We're going to take that right slot.
Direct Jack, and I believe it says down to 10,000, just 529. They were 529 cross Jack, and I'm 110 pounds. Direct Jack, cross Jack, Direct Jack, cross.
And for those of you that may know LaGuardia, we've got MIP 4 on the way in.
300 knots, 529. Top 3796, and I'm approaching 124.35. 2435, top 3796.
That's 18. Standard pressure and monitor, monitor, monitor. $12.8 on the fuel, $12.8 on the fuel. Beautiful. That's a pretty cool view. Nice. And I'll take the weather now. You can have terrain. That looks fantastic. Beautiful job. Asobo, very nice. So we got another 32 miles at top of climb and 420 to go to LaGuardia. So another 20 miles, and that puts us at the end of the SID for Detroit. And it's going to leave us about 400 miles to New York. Rather nice view on the way out. And I get the added pleasure of flying over my house on the way in. Well, where I used to live, in Brooklyn, many years ago. And we've got, what, 31,000 today? Yep. So we're just about at cruise. And that's 25 minutes from the gate. Although we had an extended taxi today, we're only 13 minutes from the runway. I want to see if the changes I made any difference to the ailerons as we make this right-hand turn. She seemed a little bit lazy the other day. She would turn a little bit, get a little lazy, and then hit it again. See if that's gone or calmed down a bit. I'd like to get rid of that altogether, because everything else is working beautifully as far as the control surfaces are concerned. And that puts us at the end of the SID. And that puts us at cruise, 31,000. And that's 28 minutes from the gate, 16 minutes from the runway. Not bad. And what do we have? We have 210 miles to top of descent and 385 to go. Everything's looking pretty good. And that vibration seems to have mellowed out in that right engine. Very nice. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the view. That should be in range. And when do we get on that approach chart? Said we had Milton 4, right? Actually, we're not going to pop until we get to Mark. So we've got about 250 miles before we're on the approach into LaGuardia. Or the arrival, that is. We got 200 miles to top of descent. I'm going to go get a drink, and I'll be right back. A little warm in here now. That's a great view, too. It's a great view the whole way up. And this is another good run from SU-13. From cold and dark to cruise. No issues that I've noticed. See if she's a little lazy. Yeah, see, she's got that start of a turn, and then she realizes she's just a little bit late. And then she picks up on it. Hey, jet driver, how's it going? I just left Detroit. What, 33 minutes ago I left the gate? We're on our way to LaGuardia. And due to the winds, I get to fly basically right over my old house in Brooklyn on the way into LaGuardia before we make that little loop and come on in. What do we have? We're looking at, oh yeah, you can even see it yourself right there. Top of descent, 172 miles, and we got 345 miles to go to LaGuardia. Okay, I think that's enough air conditioning. I had a coughing fit when I had a drink. And then it usually gets warm in here. Now I screwed up that bar. That's good enough. It's off me. All in all, this is not a bad flight. This is about an hour and 35 minutes. So it's a pretty nice run. And the weather's been nice. The view out to the horizon the whole way so far. Be nice if that's the way on the way in. Oh, you're in Pennsylvania. Okay. Man, I spent many days camping trips when I was young at, oh God, what was that intersection called? It was where New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania all met. Port Jervis, New York, was it? We used to go camping up there all the time. That was a long time ago. I wouldn't dare do that now. When we were kids, we used to go into Manhattan and hop on the Greyhound bus, and the bus would just drive upstate New York, and we just tell the driver, stop here. And we get out and just walk into the woods with a compass for a day, set up camp. We were pretty naive back then. And when we were done camping in 2-3 days, we'd walk back out to the road, walk on the road till we saw the bus, flagged them down, and got a ride back to Manhattan. Some crazy stuff back then. Yeah, I think it was Port Jervis, New York, was the name of that town where they all intersect, if I remember correctly. My camping days are behind me. I think I'd be exhausted just loading the car, getting ready to go. I'd have to go with a camper and just drive there, to park up to the site. Nicely done. 150 miles to top of descent. We got 325 to go. Yeah, it's a different time nowadays. Much different time. Although we were fairly safe from people. There was like a whole group of us, 8 or 10 of us. The only thing that we really had a problem with would be any animals that we ran into. And we really didn't even think of it when we were kids back then, about bears and, coyotes and things like that. Didn't even dawn on us the entire time we were out there. The one good thing is we were probably making so much noise we scared them all away with the music and our chatter. Miami to JFK, yeah, that's another nice run. In the 747, yeah, that's a pretty cool run, aviation nerd. JFK used to be my go-to airport because I was born and raised in Brooklyn. So, you know, it was either JFK, LaGuardia, or Newark. Those were the three biggies by me. Then when I moved to Florida, it became Miami, West Palm Beach, and Fort Lauderdale. So Miami to JFK is a cool run. I still have my camping equipment though. Some of it anyway. Hey, the winds have been pretty mild up here. 5-6 knot crosswind. That's not bad. Oh, JFK to LAX. Yeah, that's too long of a ride for me. I would do that when I'm testing the setup, but I definitely would not be sitting in here the entire ride. No way. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm lucky I did a flight last night that was 3 hours long, which is one of my longer ones. But I got up and took a couple of stretches. But I like the hour and a half runs, the hour rides, up and down. You're not sitting at cruise too long where you can get a little bored and you're constantly busy. It's been a great view the entire ride. We have hit nothing as far as weather's concerned. Yeah, the PMDG 747 is a nice bird. .120 top of descent. We're under 300 miles to LaGuardia. Closing the gap. And we've got, what, another about 160 miles before we're on that arrival chart. And it's what, 5 after 4 here? I should definitely get this flight in before the family gets here. That's 07, Johnny. Beautiful view. So that's a half hour since we left the runway. Or entered the runway, that is. And what do we got? 285 to go. We cruising at here. Let's kick that up a notch, shall we? We can handle that. Let's burn some fuel. We still have plenty. Now we're starting to boogie. Get us up around Mach 0.8. We were crawling. All right, we're under 100 miles to top of descent. 267 to go. And now we're starting the boogie, man. We're at Mach 0.8 now. That's interesting, man. 5-knot crosswind at 310. Amazing. And let's have a look at the back end. Built in 4. And at Mach, we've got 180 or lowest usable, and 180 is fine. 13 at Bali. And we've got a max 210 coming up by Bali. So let's get that in there. Because we'll be below 14 there. Then Beauty is 10. That all looking good. That's all looking good. I'll put that in right now. That's gonna be, that's done. And we had 3-1 coming in, correct? Yes. Was it you? Yes. From Pakchu. Once we hit Pakhu there, we're basically just about over my house there. I'm going to come in and make that left-hand turn into 3-1. And we don't come on here until we have a little ways to go, I believe. mark. Yeah, about another 100 miles. Oh yeah, Flight Deck Solutions website. Oh yeah, if you are definitely not poor in currency, oh yeah, that website is amazing. If I ever hit the lottery, forget about it. I'll have a bond just for each flight deck. Yeah, when I found that company 8 years ago, 9 years ago, whatever it was, oh yeah, I was amazed. And then when I actually got my hands on the equipment, I was absolutely astounded at the quality. And she's still going strong 8, 9 years later, so that's a test for their quality, no doubt about it. That is a pretty cool view. Yeah, if you have big pockets and you're into flight simulation, yeah, that's definitely a site to go visit. We have another 53 miles top of descent, and just over 200 to go, about 2 1/4. And at EGT, we should have 9.6 on the fuel. We're at 9.7, so we're looking good. Hey, how's it going, Sean? I'm glad to see you back. Oh, into LaGuardia, yeah. Yeah, the way out, that was a bit of a ride for us. We were all the way on the other side of the terminal there from 21 right, so we had a bit of a taxi before we were able to get out of there. And what do we have now? We're looking at 45 miles at top of descent, and we got 220 to go to Guardia. But the weather's been great the whole ride. You can see out the horizon from the time that we left Detroit. So far, it's been great. And the way the winds are set up, I get to come over my old home on the way into LaGuardia before we swing that turn into 3-1. So I get to see my old neighborhood in MS 2020. Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. And we're at 9.6 on the fuel, right on the money. And we're about 80 miles out of the arrival chart there. It's been a beautiful view. The whole ride. And PMDG has been performing beautifully the last few runs since putting in Alex's configuration edits for my control surfaces. I have one issue left with the ailerons. Once that gets worked out, everything is performing great. Less than 30 miles, top of descent. And you know what? Let's get them back in their seats. And we are good down to 18. Got about 50 minutes left of this ride. Hey Greg, how's it going? Glad you joined the ride. The view's been amazing the whole way. From Detroit all the way over to where we are now. And we're what? Less than 200 miles out of New York on our way into LaGuardia. It's been a great run. Picking up a little bit of wind now, though. Oh, the air conditioning just moved back on me. That was pretty good timing. I was going to move it anyway. But that's weird. I didn't touch no buttons. Oh, the 767? The 767 is my favorite aircraft. And the 5767, the same ticket, you get the ride for both. So there was a gentleman that made the 767 a while back, and it was an amazing aircraft. Only had the 2D panel that I used. I cannot remember the gentleman's name. He went on to become a real pilot, and I believe he passed away as well, if I'm not mistaken. I cannot remember his name, but he made an amazing 767 aircraft 2D panel or 3D panel, whatever it was. It was amazing. Fell in love with that aircraft. I flew that bird every day for years. And the only reason why I built the 737 over the 67 was 8-9 years ago. This was a lot easier to get than the 767 parts. So I thought we were on our way down for a minute there. Not yet. And I've fallen in love with this bird as well. I like this because over the 767 because of the shorter runs. And you can find a lot of them in the real world if you go to FlightAware. And you can pop them in and run them just the way they do in the real world, from gate to gate actually, if you want, which is pretty cool. And I'm not sitting in here for 4, 5, 6 hours, which is nice. And that should be it. We should be on our way down. Here we go. And that's 57 minutes from the gate, 44 minutes from the runway. Yeah, I like that Boeing brown. Although the gray has grown on me as well. And I think we're less than 50 miles out of that arrival chart. So that should be popping up soon. Some clouds out there. Looks more of a haze than anything. And we've got 170 miles to go. And what do we have here? We'll be doing a buck 40 on the way in. Now let me grab that. Oh, I can't see that from here, can I? Let me bring that down. Nope, can't see that from here. Okay. That's not going to work. And I had, that was what had changed on me. It should be 14. That's good. Let's take a look at you as well.
Northwest 26 Center, ready to send you up the weather and the notes.
I'm going to be spinning my freaking fingers off here. This approach, do not seed 169 until runway 31, then do not. Yeah, Greco. Hold. Okay. That looks good. And you should be in already. Yep. And 3. And Paku. 25. That all looks good. I'm gonna be spinning my fingers off here.
Down 2615, finish 6.77.
6.77 operation.
Drag 1168, cross 6, maintain 12000, Sunday, Road 3007.
All flight deck solutions, dash 767. Yeah. Their hardware is absolutely amazing. I should have started this 20 minutes ago. Alrighty. That's all looking pretty good. Get you in and stand by here, shall we? Okay. Are we there yet? We should be popping up on that chart soon. And we're looking at 119. Should be on that chart by Mark. We're 18 miles out, so we should be popping up there any second now. That's a great view. You're good, you're good, you're good. You're in. And give me terrain. You can have weather now. And that's in. You know what? I'm gonna give you the front view. Let me see if I can give you that view real quick before we get too close.
November 7 taking down, connect on approach at 124.35.
How about that view out the front? That camera's actually mounted on top of the flight deck up here, looking straight down. That should give you a nice view out the front. And here. Alright, let's get you up. And we can continue. We'll hold there, and then next. Nope. Oh, there you go. We're on that chart now. 119, 119. We're coming up on 18 now. What do we have? Bleed air panel is set to auto pressurization panel. Land altitude is in. Passenger signs are on. Auto brake selector is set. Flight instruments are set. Local Q&H is in. Recall. And let's get our minimums in, shall we? Yeah, that front view should be pretty nice coming into New York. I mean, it's an old cheapy camera, but it still works. And local. We got 13 and then 10 after that. Man, that's a great view. That's basically all the clouds I've seen the entire ride. They're beginning. We're going to run right past them. Oh, and then that cough comes out of nowhere, and then I end up losing my voice. It's hit or miss sometimes. Hopefully I can get through this ride before it's completely gone now. $113 miles to go. See if they're in range yet. There you go. And while we're on our way in, let me get that back up. Frequency in there. What do we have here? Okay, 121.7. Just over 100 miles ago. 105, 104. Gonna want some drag? I will give you some drag, baby. And we gotta get Yeah, I'm on it there, Johnny. I think that's something PMDG should look at with that flickering and flashing of the drag required message. And we've got under 100 miles to go. Except for that little surge that goes on, it's not that bad of a ride. I don't know if it's data coming from the internet that does that, because it's not a typical stutter. It's more of a back and forth going on. Weird. So max 210 between 6,001 and 14,000. Well, we're at 12 and change now, so. And we're at 210. So we should be done in about a half hour. And that gives us an hour and 41 minutes. And I believe online it said an hour and 34. So we're pretty close. We were crowing a little bit in the beginning. My fault. And that's Allentown, huh? Pennsylvania. Lizzie's gonna be buck 17. So that's an hour from entering the runway at Detroit. And we're just over Allentown, Pennsylvania. 8.6. Actually, we're up a little bit with the fuel. Should have 8.5. This is another great ride. And the views have been spectacular the whole way.
Copy, 220, telephone 737 short final, lower 35 left, clear to line. Lower 35 left.
And that puts us 80 miles out of LaGuardia.
Down 1170, you can take full line down.
Full line down at 1170.
We had a 559 hold short, keep that red at Papa.
Hold short, 2 Papa.
What do we have coming up next? We've got Beauty at 10, and that's pretty much it, 140. Beautiful. Man, that looks great. Sorry you don't get to see it in 4K, but I do, man. Wow. Outstanding. We're 70 miles out. Beautifully done. Let's take a look at that parking space here. We're looking for 88A. 88A is right down here. Okay. So come in 3-1 and we got to come all the way back down for 88. Yes, 88A. Back to you. And the fuel 8.4. Now we're back to being even, 8.4. Fuel's good, right on the money. And that's below 10. You are set. What do we have? Exterior lights, engine start selectors, and I'm already on terrain. Yep, 3 and 25.
3454, hold short, runway 24 left.
Hold short, 24 left, 3454. Tower, good morning, Skyway, runway 35, visual 24, right, speed 172, OB will be about 100 and on the front.
2935 LA Tower, wind 1304, runway 24 right, clear to land, thanks for the update.
Good land, 24 right, South 935.
Skyway 3454, Zulu, approximately 24 left on the ground, 0.65.
Southern line 3, 24 left in Zulu, and something around 7, 24.
Looks like 221 LA Tower, runway 24 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, and 24 right, goes up 221.
Puts us near Trenton. Yeah, I tell you, out here, it's looking great in the sim as well, Jet Driver. The whole ride. There's been a few clouds here and there, but not much. Other than that, man, it's been a great view. Right out to the horizon.
Delta 924, LA Tower, you ready to go or you need a few minutes? We're ready to go, let's go. So 924, intersection full length running people left mile away. Full length on the point of 924,
Hey, Galactic, how's it going? Glad you found the channel, man, and enjoying the ride. The building, actually, this was built by Flight Deck Solutions. It's a company in Canada. They built all the components and then shipped them all down to me. And then I had an IT from Flight Deck Solutions, Stevie Boy, come down and he built it. I gave him a hand, and a friend of mine down here, Axel, also pitched in to get this up and running. It took a week to put together. And that's what all the components actually put together. The pedestal was done, the throttle quad was done, the MIP was done, the overheads were already done. We just had to piece it all together. The Oaks, yeah, that all came from Flight Deck Solutions. Everything in here, Tom, is from Flight Deck Solutions. Even the throttle quad, which was Jetmax back then, before they sold the company. Now I'm trying to save up to get a motorized one from Flight Deck Solutions to keep it all in the family. Well, with the exception of some gauges, which are Flight Illusions. That's pretty much it. And we're less than 50 miles out now. My whole neighborhood should be coming into view soon. Yeah, you know, Jet Driver, that I wanted to fly. I didn't want to build. A lot of people like building. My hands are too shaky, you know, because of my health. And I probably would have ruined a lot of this stuff trying to put it together. So kudos to these guys that are out there doing it for us, that for those of us that can't. Because without this, I mean, I'm on oxygen. I don't go anywhere. I'd only have television. So this takes up a huge part of my day, and it's great. Keeps mind active, keeps me from becoming like pudding, sitting on the couch watching TV shows all day long. All right, this flight right now was 1 hour and 23 minutes, and I put this one together fairly quick. That was 45 minutes before I even got in here. So that takes up three hours of my day, so that's pretty cool. We're going 83. Although I do feel my cough acting up a little bit today. I may have to take some codeine cough syrup, which I really don't like doing. Galactic, no. The only thing I flew in the real world were the little small jobs. The 152, 172, the 182 RG Cessnas. Never flew the big iron like this.
263, 9 miles from Delta, clear out on the Houston right foot, maintain 170 knots to Delta.
Specialty help? Well, actually, their IT came down here and put it together. So I know that's what the company does. They go on location and put them together. Although I had this done 8 years ago. Now they're geared more towards the professional market. You know, the schools, the universities, and whatnot, the airline companies. But they go on site and put them together. There is a lead time. I don't know what it is now. For me, I think it was like 6 or 8 months when I ordered mine. So it might be longer than that now because I know they're pretty much in demand. And the great thing about Flight Deck Solutions, if I have an issue, a question, anything like that, I can just shoot out a text. And I usually have an answer the very same day, which is pretty cool. And from a company that's that busy, that's impressive. And we're 36 miles to end of flight. Looking pretty good. I remember when I was younger sitting on the beach out at Coney Island late at night, and you could see the string of pearls of all the aircraft coming in here, coming in to LGA. It's pretty cool back then. A 5-hour ride to get to a doctor. Ooh, man. I'm glad I don't have to do those runs. I was lucky when I was like sick with the cancers and everything. I was living in Brooklyn, so I only had to go to Manhattan. And Sloan Kettering is primo. I mean, people come from all over the world to go there, so I was pretty lucky. I mean, well, I guess if you consider getting sick lucky, but the Oxygen Tom is from 9/11. I was a first responder back in 2001 in New York. And I've developed a few cancers and some breathing issues and whatnot as a result. So that's why I don't get out much. And this has been a lifesaver for me, being able to use this, you know, on a regular basis. Here's the Verrazano Bridge. Here's Staten Island. Spent a lot of times down here too. Those of you that live in Staten Island, you must know Danino's, that pizzeria down there. They make some good thin crust pizza in Staten Island. Yeah. Me a hero? Yeah, I don't know about that, Mike. I did my job just like everybody else did theirs, you know. A Galactic? Yeah, this flight deck 8 years ago when I put this together, you're probably looking at $100 grand. Yeah, I'm still on that pizza jet, driver. I didn't have that square slice. It's still in the freezer, so I'm probably going to have that. Well, I can't have it today. I got family coming over. Might have that as a snack later on, though. But yeah, the flight deck was $100 grand. But I had everything built for me, shipped down here. You know, if you have skills and you can, you know, use a saw and a drill and you can cut out wood, you can make a lot of this stuff yourself and save a fortune. Oh, I appreciate that, Tom. Thanks. Yeah, now we're coming up to my old stomping grounds. There's the old bike path. I used to run the bike path from 69th Street all the way out to the end. Stop and get something to eat, wait about half an hour, and then jog that all the way back. Long time ago. Long time ago. This has been an amazing ride, man. We're just about an hour and a half out of Detroit. We're at 129 now. It's been a pretty cool run. Now, I want to see just how well PMDG performs this. I've gave it some pretty intricate stuff before, and it handled it fairly well. I'm going to see how it handles this turn into LaGuardia. If not, I'll just grab it. Believe it or not, Galactic, no, I've never had a dream about 9/11. I've never had a nightmare about 9/11. I don't think about it. I don't dwell on it. It was a terrible event that happened, and, you know, I did what I did. So I think I'm one of the fortunate ones that don't have any, you know, that post-traumatic stress stuff going on. I don't know if it's because I was born and raised in Brooklyn with street smarts and all that, growing up in Bay Ridge and Sunset Park. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I also work for the fire department on an ambulance in New York, up in Spanish Harlem, and I seen a lot of gross stuff there. That probably hardened me to dealing with 9/11, no doubt about it. My PAR was 125th in Lexington in Manhattan, so I seen a lot of crazy stuff. Let's see, let's bring that up now. Paku is where we get in there. Now we still got a couple of miles before we get there. No, we're right on the money here. We can stay here and wait for that. Oh, there you go. We just popped on the bottom of that chart right there. Look at that. And we're basically just about right over my house. 65th Street, where the Bell Park and the BQE meet. That's basically where I lived. 61st Street between 4th and 5th Avenue. So we're heading basically right over my house right now, just about. If I was looking out the window, I'd see the aircraft passing this way, right toward the airport. And you know what? Let's start slowing down here. I'm not giving you any drag. And you know what? We're good, actually. We'll go right to 10. How about that? Give me that. Give me you. And let's drop that speed. Pretty cool view. You should have a nice view out that screen down there on the right. Hopefully. We got the airport. If we were coming into, was it 4? We'd be dead on. Yeah, I think I'm going to need some medication after this ride. That cough bothered me some. I'll be behind the times, Johnny. This is one cool view. Gotta come back and do this at dusk.
25.
And we're coming in tight, so. Right there. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to trust PMDG for this ride. I think I'm going to take it. Yeah, give me 30. holding that. We're holding at a deuce. Wow, that is super tight. My bird. Man, that's tight. And it is reset already, pal. Oh, easy. Easy there, Johnny. Watch that speed. So what do we have? Lights, start selectors, auto brake, speed brake, landing gear, and flaps. We are looking good. Oh, that's a tight turn, man. Looks pretty cool, though. I guess this is no worse than LaGuardia running the Parkway visual. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. What's that speed, Johnny?
Approaching decision lane.
Oh, that is pretty cool. One landing. That's pretty cool.
1,000.
Beautiful view. Man. Beautiful view. You, give me you, give me you. And we're a little high. Made that up.
500. 400.
Watch that speed, Johnny.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
I'm on it, Louis.
Sync rate. Sync rate. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to New York. Get that over. Welcome to New York City. Hide your wallet. Stop my clock, and that's an hour 25 minutes. You're going to TA. Auto off. And you're off, you're off, you're off. And actually, you can come right back on. We got to cross. And we're heading all the way down to the end. Yes, 88A. Would have been nice if we came in here. We definitely would come right over my house low. APU. Yeah, give me a minute on the clock. And you guys. Not a bad ride. Wing came up a little bit there, but gotta go watch that one myself. That landing anyway. What do we have here on the way in? Exterior lights is needed. APU start. Yep. Yaw damper off. Window heat off. Is needed. They're off. Probe heat switches are off. Wing engine ice are off. Engine start selectors is needed. They're off. Auto brake is off. Speed brake is down. Flaps are up. Transponder TA auto. And weather radar to test. And that's a minute. Well, for those of you that were here today, I hope you enjoyed that ride, man. That was pretty cool. I had fun. That was a nice suggestion. Detroit to LaGuardia. We're really going down to the end here. Oh, thanks, Greg. I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'll be out here again. Maybe not today. I've got family coming, but plus I could feel my throat, and that coughing didn't help. Sometimes I can cough. Sometimes it hits me the wrong way. But I got a flight in today, so that's a good day. And hopefully no one's in our spot. A little Cessna parked there? What is that? I don't think that aircraft belongs there. That little Tonka toy. And someone's in our spot, so we're going to take this one right here. Someone is in our spot, so we'll take this one right here. Little putt-putt plane. I have to disable the GA section of the FSLTL. And anti-collision lights off. You guys are off. Menu. Set those chocks. The external power. Chocks are in position. And we've got ground power. You. And standby. Alright, electrical power, APU or ground. We're on ground. Bleed air, we're on unconditioned air. Fuel levers to cut off. Anti-collision light is off. Passenger signs are off. Fuel pump switches are off. Electrical panel check set. Galley power is off. Window heat switches are off. Hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1 are off. Exterior lights is needed. We got position lights. Flight director switches are off. Chocks in position. Brakes off. And we're going to shut down completely because I got family coming. It's after 5. So, IRS select is to off. Emergency exit lights. Exterior lights off. Bleed air panel, and we're going to take those packs off. Engine start selectors do both. APU or ground power disconnect. AC/DC selectors to standby, and battery switch off. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that ride. I did. I had a blast, man. And for those of you that were here, I hope you enjoyed it. Tom, Greg, Who else was here? Jet Driver, Galactic. Who else was in here? There's a few other individuals I probably missed. If I did, sorry about it. My memory's not all that great anymore. I'm getting old. Hey, Black Knight. You just missed me coming in. We ran from Detroit to LaGuardia. Oh, you caught that turn coming in? Yeah, it was a nice, snuggly little turn there. I saw that left wing come up a little bit, though. Not good. But for everybody that was here, man, I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'll catch you on my next one. And if you have any suggestions, put them down. You know, if they're not that long of a run, and if I don't have anything planned, I'll get it in there. I'll get it done for you. All right, everybody. Take care. I'll catch you on my next run.